All right, welcome everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive into something I think many of us wish we had a bit more of, self-discipline. Our mission is to really unpack how you can harness this, well, superpower. Drawing on insights from a couple of really great sources. We've got a guide from Zen Habits and also a LinkedIn article tackling work discipline when, home is the office. And just think about it for a second. Getting a handle on self-discipline, it can genuinely change your life. We're talking exercising more, eating healthier, maybe meditating, finally writing that thing you keep putting off, quitting habits, running a marathon even. It can shift your finances, help you declutter. But the flip side is also true, isn't it? Without it, you often end up facing health stuff, distraction, procrastination, money worries, just feeling, well, overwhelmed. So it's obviously super important for living more intentionally, but here's the kicker, and Zen Habits course gets right into this. How do you even get motivated to start when honestly most of us don't even want to think about our lack of discipline? It feels
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a great question. And Zen Habits offers, I think, a really profound starting point, the core motivation. It often comes from just realizing, truly realizing that what you're doing now, it's not working. It's actually causing you pain. It's less about forcing some tough new regime and more about this
Hmm.
wholehearted intention to just stop hurting yourself. It's that moment, when you really face the discomfort and think, okay, enough. I'm done making my life worse. Let's just try to make it less worse. The pain of staying the same becomes the push.
That's a powerful reframe, moving away from pain rather than just towards some abstract goal.
Exactly. And there are other motivators too, beyond just your own pain. Helping others is a big one. Think about it. When you get better at something like sticking to exercise or not putting off meaningful work, you're actually better equipped to help people around you. Maybe aging parents, or maybe your life's work can reach more people. The source really hammers this home. Benefiting others is often way more motivating than just doing it for yourself.
That external focus.
Right. And there's another layer too, appreciating life itself. Life is short, it's a gift, right? So when you procrastinate or just get lost in distraction, you're you're not fully appreciating that gift. Being present, being grateful, being purposeful through discipline, that becomes an act of appreciation in itself.
Okay, so we've got the why. That internal drive, maybe fueled by pain or by helping others or just appreciating life. But then comes the okay, now what part, the practical steps. Where does Zen Habits say you actually start? It can feel so daunting.
Absolutely. And the first thing they suggest tackles that feeling directly. Start with really small actions, tiny things. The idea is make it so small you basically can't say no. Bypass that internal argument before it even starts.
Examples, like how small?
Like, okay, taxes feel huge, just do 5 minutes, want to run, just aim for 10 minutes that report. Just write the first paragraph or two. Decluttering, find just 5 things. It's about making the barrier to entry almost zero. You trick yourself into starting, and that builds momentum.
Okay, I like that. Disarming the resistance. What else?
Well, related to that is something they call discomfort training. You know how we naturally run from things that feel hard or uncomfortable?
Uh-huh. Default mode for most of us.
Right. So the idea is to consciously decide you're done running. You start pushing into that discomfort just a little bit at a time. You build tolerance. You keep showing yourself, hey, this is uncomfortable, but it's not the end of the world. And crucially, affirming, I am awesome enough to handle this discomfort.
Yeah.
It's like building a muscle. It takes practice. But the source says the results are, well, transformative.
That sounds intense but necessary. But how do you even start that? Like, what's the psychological trick for that first push into discomfort when everything in you is screaming no?
Good question. And that leads to the next point. Developing mindfulness around those urges. The urge to quit, the urge to put it off. It's not about battling the urge head on. It's more about observing it, seeing it arise, like a thought or a feeling, and realizing you don't have to obey it. They mention Raymond Chandler's writing system as a kind of model. Simple rules. A, you don't have to write, but B, you can't do anything else.
Oh, interesting. So you just sit there.
Pretty much. You set aside maybe 10 minutes, you can do the task, or you can literally do nothing, just sit. This forces you to confront that urge, that resistance, without an escape hatch. You see it clearly, maybe for the first time, and you learn you have the power not to follow it.
Wow. Okay. That sounds like a real mental workout.
It is. And they wrap these ideas together into something they call interval training. It's quite practical. So you set an intention, pick your task, writing, drawing, maybe some strength training, meditating, whatever. Then you set a timer for a short burst.
Yeah.
10 minutes is great, maybe even 5 to start. You can work up to 12, 15 minutes. But they say rarely go beyond 15 or 20.
Okay. Short bursts.
Right. And during that time, you do nothing but the task. Or if that urge to quit hits hard, you just sit and watch the urge. Don't act on it. Timer goes off, you take a 5-minute break. Then repeat. They say this method is fantastic, it trains discomfort, helps you watch urges, and you actually get a surprising amount done. It's this focused little dance.
Okay, so we have these general principles, the why and the how, but let's bring this into, the everyday. How does this apply when your office is also your kitchen table? That whole work from home reality where boundaries just dissolve.
Yeah, that's such a common challenge now. And the LinkedIn article offers some really, as they say, battle-tested routines for exactly that, building discipline without just burning out. First one is creating a commute substitute.
A commute substitute, like pretending to drive.
Not quite. It's simpler. Just a 10-minute walk before you start work. Crucially, no laptop, no calls. It sounds basic, but it helps your brain switch gears. It creates a little ritual, a signal that says, okay, now it's work mode, separating from home mode. It's about anchoring that transition.
Ah, okay. A mental boundary marker. Makes sense.
Then there's tackling procrastination with mini deadlines, instead of staring at a massive project.
Which is paralyzing.
Totally. You break it down into, say, 45-minute mini sprints, focus intensely for 45 minutes, then maybe take a short break. This works because, well, you commit to just 45 minutes, which feels doable. And once you start, you kind of want to finish that little chunk. It builds momentum and fights off those distractions that creep in during long, unstructured work blocks.
45 minutes. I could probably manage that. What else is key for remote work focus?
Managing communication. The article really highlights how context switching kills focus.
Yeah.
Jumping between emails, coding, calls, Slack.
Oh, yeah. Brain drain central.
Exactly. So the advice is to block specific time slots just for things like follow-ups and outreach, especially if your job involves a lot of that, like sales or marketing. Maybe block time in the morning and again late afternoon, just for responses. This keeps things moving, keeps the pipeline flowing, but protects your main blocks of time for deep, focused work. You're not constantly interrupting yourself.
Batching tasks. Classic, but probably even more vital when distractions are everywhere at home.
For sure. And another big mindset shift they suggest is focusing on weekly wins rather than just the daily grind.
Weekly wins. How does that work?
So instead of obsessing over checking off every single little thing on your to-do list today, which can feel relentless and lead to burnout, you shift your focus to, what did I meaningfully move forward this week? It encourages looking at progress on bigger goals, fosters a better sense of accomplishment, and allows for a bit more flexibility day to day. Less rigid.
I like that. Take some pressure off the daily hamster wheel.
Definitely. And finally, maybe the most direct piece of advice, and one people often resist.
Uh-oh. What is it?
Don't work from bed seriously.
Oh, yeah. Guilty as charged sometimes. It's just so comfy.
No, I know, right? We've probably all done it. But the article is pretty blunt about the downsides. It might feel nice initially, but working from bed really messes with your brain's association. Bed stops meaning rest. This can impact your sleep quality, your mood, and ultimately your productivity. It just blurs those crucial lines. So having a dedicated workspace, even if it's just a corner, getting some natural light, setting clear physical boundaries, it's really important for protecting your mental state.
Okay. Point taken. Bed is for sleeping. But look, even with all these great strategies, things go wrong, right? You slip up, you have a bad day or a bad week. What happens then? Because that's often when people just give up entirely.
That's such a critical point. And Zen Habits offers a really helpful, almost liberating perspective on this. They say failure is actually a victory.
A victory.
Well, it's a victory because, first off, it means you tried. You didn't just stay stuck. And second, and this is key, you learned something. Every so-called failure gives you new information. Now you know, okay, trying to do that habit at 6 a.m. on a Monday doesn't work for me. Or maybe I need more accountability. It lets you adjust your approach next time. So the advice is drop any idea of being perfect at this. Just keep trying, keep learning from what happens. Each attempt, success or failure, is just data collection.
That takes so much pressure off. Failure as information, not judgment.
Exactly. And that ties into the last piece, which is about not going it alone. How we handle setbacks often involves how we see ourselves and whether we reach out. Zen Habits really emphasizes getting support. Don't try to be this lone wolf warrior of self-discipline.
So talk to people.
Yeah. Reach out. Family, friends, maybe even online groups or forums. And here's the interesting part. They suggest that being vulnerable, showing your dark side, your struggles, your imperfections with this stuff, doesn't push people away. It can actually make others trust you more, relate to you more, even love you more. It creates connection. It takes courage to show you're struggling and ask for help, but it's often way more effective than trying to pretend you've got it all figured out.
Wow. So vulnerability is actually part of building discipline.
Oh,
That's
isn't
unexpected.
it? It reframes the whole journey.
So there you have it. It really seems like self-discipline isn't this fixed trait you either have or don't. It's a skill, a learnable skill, almost like a superpower that you can build up with these kinds of insights.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought, building on that LinkedIn article's conclusion, true discipline, especially in our modern lives, isn't just about churning out more work. It's also about finding rhythm, setting those crucial boundaries, and importantly, cultivating the discipline to say, okay, I'm done for today.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of discipline, knowing when to stop, that's what ultimately leads to real peace of mind, not just productivity. So maybe just think about what's one small action or one clear boundary you could try this week just to start building that rhythm for yourself.